What's going down, man? It's the boy P.Jones, and today we're doing something a little bit different. You know
Yes,
what I'm saying?
we are.
The tables have turned. We sit in the same seat,
Facts.
but I'm the one talking.
Yes,
you know
sir. You got the questions this time.
Third Coast TV is basically being presented by Doug's Corner today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
In a sense, I really wanted to say, first and foremost, bro, I try to start off all my interactions with being grateful for opportunities. So I just say I appreciate you for having me on here. And allowing me to do my thing as you do yours. So
for sure. I want you to shine too.
Yeah, man, I appreciate the opportunity. I appreciate the relationship that's seemingly being built. And I just, like I say, bro, I just appreciate it. It's dope to me to have other creative people in close spaces, if you will.
I can agree.
Again, my name is P.Jones. Who am I here with today?
Ariel Douglas, man. Doug's Corner TV. Doug's Corner Podcast, Ariel Douglas TV.
There you go.
Host of the Doug's Corner Podcast, you know.
Right on, man. So yes, today I'm going to be talking to you and just getting a little bit more insight about who Ariel is as a person, as a podcaster, as a father, stepfather, and as a man.
Yes, sir.
Entirely. So my first question would be, what's one of the biggest things about your childhood that has shaped you as a person and as a parent now? I like to go backwards, so I want to start at the root of how we have come to who we are today.
The biggest thing,
like as far as what has shaped you and molded you the most, you think?
I would just say every lesson that my pops taught me. Just, you got your word. That's all you got.
Thanks.
Stand up for yourself. And my dad was always big on pushing the word passion. Like as if it's your passion, you're not going to work at all. You don't feel like work. Like you love it so much that you'll do it for free. So I just think like every lesson, every time we tossed the football in the front, every time we went to go get a burger and a milkshake and just vibe and just talk.
Yeah.
That was the best times of my life for sure. 100%.
And you would say that shaped you the most to be who you are today?
Just his lessons, his advice, and stuff like that.
So, okay, cool. So would you say he was your biggest role model? And if obviously, based off your first response, I would assume he is.
Yeah.
But who would you say is another role model that you had too? We can divulge into your father a little bit more too. But I want to talk about all your role models if you have any, because just because he shaped you a lot doesn't mean you didn't have no other role model. So I want to touch on that real quick.
I know it's kind of corny, but like Bron.
Okay.
Like Bron was like,
ain't nothing corny about that shit. That nigga was my role model.
Well, I know because like nigga don't play basketball, but I'm saying like LeBron was just like, you know what I'm saying, like to do everything he did at a young age and keep it together. I think he's a great role model for sure. In this space that I'm doing now, media, Stuart Scott, rest in peace.
Rest in peace to one of them.
One of the goats. Stephen A. Smith still doing it now. I don't like Skip. Skip is a role model in this space. Skip's a problem, but he was somebody in this space that I looked up to.
I feel that.
I forget the other dude's name that was Stewart's partner. White guy, slicked his hair back.
Yeah, I know.
But just like those early days of Scott Van Pelper, who has a late night show. Like
shout out to Scott
all that
Van
stuff.
Pelper.
Yeah,
I think his show is dope. The way he does it is dope. So
facts.
Are those people a part of the reason that you started the podcast in a sense, or you just like, is that an attachment that you had and you saw how they got down, or you looked at them for more than just inspiration? You was like, I kind of like how they do it. I feel like I could do it myself, or what? Because I feel like we talk about sports a lot, obviously. You know what I'm saying? As far as the podcast is concerned. So did that influence you, or you just always had a knack for sports in general? Like,
I've always had a knack for talking. Like if my mom was up here, she would tell you every email, every phone call, Ariel won't shut up in my class. Ariel's back there talking about sports. Ariel's talking to a girl. Ariel's talking. So then you get to now I get older, I like to talk a little bit of shit with my talking.
Right.
So now we do shit talking.
Right.
And then you combine the fact that knowledge of sports and music and everything. And then you want to just kind of fuse it together. I didn't know nothing about a podcast until 2015.
Okay.
Joe Budden.
That was your introduction?
That was my introduction to podcasts, yes. I'm a big Joe fan. I'm a huge Joe fan. From music, just rapping and bars and stuff like that. But when I heard he had a podcast, I was like, all right, I'm going to check it out. And the format was, we're going to talk about like hip hop. We're going to talk about some sports. We're going to talk about culture. But mainly, we're going to talk. And I was like, I know Jabril wasn't there, but Tyree was there. I know our friend Miho was there. I was like, yo, like, why don't we just start a podcast of us just talking?
Now, when was this?
2016.
Okay.
2016.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So when did you establish the podcast in its entirety for the people that don't know? Because you said you started thinking about it in 16 and we in 20.
Didn't do it. I was one of them niggas that thought you had to wait on your homies. Like you stuck on like wanting to wait on them. I didn't start doing a podcast until 2020 COVID. When the world shut down and everything, I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go grab the mics. I'm gonna grab this nigga, I'm gonna grab this nigga, I'm gonna grab this nigga, we gonna do this. Yeah, that was a bad idea. That was a bad idea.
So, okay, well, I got some more questions for you, but I wanna touch on that since you brought it up.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say the most challenging thing about starting a podcast was, other than waiting on the homies?
Mm-hmm.
And then you said it was a bad idea. So elaborate on that real quick. As far as starting something or having a desire to do it, and not really having any guidance or insight, what would you say to somebody who wants to, and what would you say you went through to make you say, I don't want to do this, or I shouldn't have did it that way, or I have learned? Get into that a little bit. Talk to me about that.
Do your own research. Do your own research. And get out of the mind state of like you need this person to do this. It's like Wayne got a quote before one of Drake's songs, like that you got to go to the artist going to the studio. I need a producer. I need a hit. I need a writer. You don't need nothing but yourself. A lot of people told me like you don't need nobody like but you just to talk, and that's what I did. Like I eventually like did that, and I would also say don't be so. Damn, I guess I would say I feel like when COVID happened and I formed that group of dudes doing a podcast, I felt like I was thirsty to do it. Where I just grabbed kind of anybody.
Like your desire was just so high?
Right. Like I was like, fuck it, like I'm going to do it. And I want to do it. I want to prove that I can do it with these guys that I barely know. Because I had issues with my friends in home and they were like, I don't really want to do it. I don't want to do it with him. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I'm going to go do it with some naysayers or people, not naysayers, but people who I don't know.
Right.
And try to see if we can form something. And it was the worst thing ever.
Okay, so was it terrible because it just didn't work, or was it terrible because of the relationship or the lack thereof? Because to your point about not necessarily knowing them as much as some of your other homies, I feel like it could be beneficial to do stuff with people that you don't know sometimes.
Right.
So getting to what made it terrible for you.
Personally, what made it terrible, I didn't know that we were all secretly. I didn't know that they were all secretly competing with me. I had no idea. I always came up with the ideas, the topics, and there was just a lot of like just back and forth banter of just competition. Like he doesn't. One person. I established I'm the fucking A mic. Right. I'm the A mic. Right. I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna intro. This is my shit.
Right.
Everyone comes back for my shit for what I say. We were trying to establish who's the B mic, who's the C mic, who the fuck is just here just for the heck of it.
Right.
And whenever we establish that, ego. Then when you have ego, then you have pride. And then when you mix women, it's the worst thing ever.
Yeah, that's the
That's the worst. When you mix a bitch on there, and don't let her look good. Don't let her look good. When you sprinkle that on top, that's all she wrote.
So for those that don't know, give us some insight on what happened or what was the goal initially for the podcast with those particular people. You don't got to get into
the goal was $100 million, no compromise. I believe that was the name of the podcast. That was the goal. We were trying to get $100 million deal off of podcasting. That was the goal. Shit. That's what we set out to do. That was on the board. That's what we said, because that's back when podcasting was hot.
Yeah.
It was hot as fish grease. Everyone doing one. It was damn near like a fucking Escalade. You got one.
Yeah.
So
that boy said an Escalade.
Escalades, opinions, assholes. It was just hot. It was like whenever everyone wanted to rap. The rap boom era was like crazy.
No,
like
for sure.
Everybody, I low key I had a saying, like I used to tell the real, like I don't want to kick it with a nigga who never said I wanted to rap. Yeah. If you never like went in your room and tried to rap, I don't really want to rock with you, because I know every nigga did it at some point. You can't lie to me and say you didn't. But back to the topic at hand, Dirty Mackin and Pillow Talking. That brings that shit down. Those are the worst.
Hey, let me pause there. Look, man, Dirty Mackin and Pillow Talking are some of the worst detriments to people that we know and don't know. It's got a lot of people killed and in jail. Dirty Mac.
It's the worst thing, man. Now, they know off camera. I say I'll pillow talk with you get that certain level with your wife, but you don't sit up there and just tell your chick everything your partners is doing. No, but you have a certain level where you can talk with your lady about your friendships.
Hell yeah.
But dirty macking is this. Dirty macking is you hating and dissing the nigga in the text messages, the DM to bag the chick. If you have to bring up a nigga's name in the DM to bag the chick, you're not player at all.
Yeah, if you gotta if you gotta put a homie down or put a man down, period.
Right.
To put yourself up, that's correct. Dirty macking 101.
Dirty macking 101.
I mean, pillow talking is acceptable if it's your gal.
Only 2 years enough. 2 years enough. No, you cannot be pillow talking with your side. You cannot pillow talk with a chick that you've been with for less than 2 years. Yeah, more than 2.5. More, I say 2.5. Bump it up 2.5. You can pillow talk with
her. If y'all ain't never been through no real shit.
No real shit. The lights ain't been off. Y'all ain't paid a bill together. Y'all ain't got a kid together. Bro. You should not be doing that. No.
But, so okay, let's continue to walk this path a little bit. What changes did you have to make to get you where you are now? Because for the people that don't know, from my perspective, it seems like the podcast is very consistent. It's doing very well and it's rolling and putting you in a position where you have found your groove, if you will. So what changes did you have to make to get to that position after the initial went to shit from the pillow talking and dirty back? And what made you say, okay, I'm going to make these moves? And then what moves did you have to make to get to where you are now, bro?
When all of that blew up in my face and on the internet and things happened off of the internet physical, I think I had no choice but to just sit with my shit. I sat in my shit I was depressed / embarrassed for about, and it happened in July. I'd say I didn't really probably be myself again, maybe till October.
So what year did this happen, bro?
2021. Recorded my first podcast with me in that room, January 10th of 2022.
And then it took a shit in July, and you had to take a couple.
No, but remember that podcast was different. I did it separately with 3 other dudes. That was separate. That failed. And then it blew up in my face, and then I sat in my shit, just went to work, did what I did in a relationship, and came home. Had no desire to do anything content related. And then I hit up Nee, I think in December, because I got
shout out to my nigga. Shout out to Nee.
Shout out to Nee. I got the itch again, and I was like, all right, let me see if I can figure out a format, and if I like it, cool.
And that's where you pivoted, and you got
from that moment, from me, from January of 2022, boom.
And then here we are.
Here we are.
Okay. Would you say you regret any of those decisions, or would you say you had to go through that to get to this particular moment, to understand and appreciate what you got now, right?
100% to go through it.
That's valid, bro.
If it's a part of the process, you got an issue with it in the moment, nobody want to go through that shit. But if it's a part of the process, then cool. It's cool.
I feel you.
It's part of the journey.
I want to pivot a little bit back to the personal aspect. I mean, we can get into the pod a little bit more later, but I want to talk to you about fatherhood. I'm a father. If you know me or you know anything about me, being a father is half of who I am. You know what I'm saying? The other half is being a father. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want to talk to you a little bit about it. I know we talked about it off camera for a little bit, but I do want your perspective because a lot of men I don't feel like talk about fatherhood. And I think, it seems that you were very fortunate in to have a positive relationship with your father. So I want to talk to you about what did becoming a father do to you as your identity of Ariel changes, right? Because I feel like when you become a father, for some men it's slow. Some men it's immediate. Some men it never happens. And some men they always been in this mode anyway.
Right.
And your particular situation, being a stepfather and actually having your own child, I want to know your insight on what really was the biggest change that said, I am still Ariel, but I'm also now responsible for these other lives. What was the biggest change for you in that?
Honestly, I'm still going through it every day.
Right on, that's real.
I ain't perfect.
I like the answer, bro. I like that.
It didn't change me in a way where it's like now I see like no matter what he looks, he follows what I'm doing.
For sure.
That is someone every day, no matter what, he's looking to what I'm like. He wants to see what I'm. He's very nosy.
Mm-hmm.
But when it came to the other children that I was blessed to be a father with, I respect the step. I don't do step because, like I told you, our situation is different. Those are my kids, and I was blessed to. I think having 4 girls has made me appreciate not being a piece of shit anymore.
Thanks.
I used to be a real piece of shit.
Thanks.
Talking about low dog down dirty.
Thanks.
I don't like who I used to be, and partially I'm 100%. In therapy for decisions that I made back in the day that I have to come to peace with.
Right.
Because that's where my depression and more my anxiety will come from. Like, oh, I wish I didn't do this like this. I wish I didn't treat her like this. Right. Oh, I wish that friendship didn't get like that. I have to deal with the repercussions of those choices that I made.
Now, you have a little boy in Hayden, right? So do you think the girls being girls created that perspective where you never really had to look at it like that? And that's why
I didn't give a shit about doing nothing to no woman before.
Yeah.
Rosalie called me daddy. And Yvette was asking me about boys, and Genesis wants to stay up with me until midnight to finish a UFC card. And Delilah says this boy likes me, but I never had that.
Right.
I saw what my pops and my sister, like no nigga ever disrespected Maria. You couldn't get away with it.
Thanks.
But I just was kind of cool with like Bruno knows a little bit of my bullshit, but like I was a real piece of shit, and I was proud in it too. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it.
I think that's normal though.
Whenever you single and like just go and check the chick, you supposed to low key do that. But not the way I did things though. Sometimes like I burn bridges bad.
I definitely think there's a method.
I burn bridges bad.
I think there's a method to the madness, bro.
Yeah.
But I appreciate the honesty and the transparency.
100%.
I feel like these type of dialogues need to happen and people need to see them because for one, I feel like a lot of people don't really believe in change, but people can change. Because I can attest to that as well. I'm not going to get into it because it's about you.
Right.
But I understand the ideology of not really giving a fuck.
Right.
And then being in a situation where you have your kids, especially daughters, because I have a daughter, and it makes you, and it's constant. I like that you said that because it's not just you have a daughter or you start being a father to little girls and then you're like, oh, I understand it now.
Yeah.
That shit is a process because it makes you have to really unwind and look at all of the shit that you did. And then depending on their ages, it puts you in that age bracket. So now you start to have these memories and you like, damn, I was doing that when I was 15. Damn, I said that when I was 12. You know, so I commend you for being transparent with it. And I commend you for even stepping in and doing what you need to do. And I respect the fact that there is no step. You are just a father.
Correct.
I appreciate that for a lot of people to see, bro, because I even personally was on the fence about, you know, the thought of being a stepfather, but because my situation growing up was poor with my step parents, I didn't understand the ideology behind it. But talking to you off camera gave me insight, just so that you are aware that bro, the conversations and the things that you are doing impact people more than just you and your children and your family and your soon-to-be wife.
I appreciate that.
You know what I mean? Like the perspective.
It gets deep with this shit.
I understand, bro, and I hope we can get into it a little bit. But I want you to know that. You know, from the outside looking in, bro, it gave me perspective that I had never really had a full scope on because you are someone who I can relate to a lot more than a lot of these other cats that are in a situation similar to yours.
Right.
So when we talked about it, it really made me see things from a different manner. So I just commend you, bro, because I feel like a lot of times dad don't get that love and that compliment that it's not that you need it, it's just nice to hear it. So I commend you as a father.
It's not, we don't give a shit about nothing except for football, some barbecue, and to see that the hard work that we do is noticed. I ain't saying I want this and that. No, I'm just saying it would be nice to say, I see you.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah, bro. So from me to you as one dad to another, I see you, bro, and I commend you.
I appreciate that.
No, for sure, bro. And I was going to ask you about your thoughts on being a stepfather and the difference. However, because I feel like you don't necessarily have a difference, I don't want to harp on it, but I do want you to tell me the difference on the girls and the boy. excuse me, because I have 2 boys.
Yeah.
And I have one. I have 3 boys. One of them is passed.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't never not mention my boy that's gone, my
Rest
angel.
Mm-hmm.
But I only have one daughter.
Mm-hmm.
So we live in the opposite. So I'm curious on your perspective on the 4 girls and then your little boy.
You talking about like just how
just
I
as a dad, just as a dad,
I'm hard as shit on the boys, and the girls can get whatever they want.
Right.
I make Vincent and Aiden is 2, but if my 13-year-old want what you don't earn it, I want to earn it. But when I'm with the girls, put this in the cart. Oh, Dad, I want this. Okay, cool, let's go get it. That's it. But I know that's kind of like it's a little. I feel like it's wrong. A little. Feel like it should be, like 50-50. Everybody should be treated the same. And I also say they need to know that the world is not catered for a man to always get what he wants. You got to earn it. You got to work for it.
In regards to the boys, you want them to know that?
I want the boys to know that, yes.
Okay.
But I also want my girls to not feel like they need a man. Right. Or they need a look of a man to feel like they a boss chick or an independent woman. Yeah. I'm also preaching that. I'm also preaching you don't need no nigga.
Okay, let's talk about that.
Mm-hmm. I'm big on the you don't. I see your face. I'm big on the you don't need a nigga because the niggas I'm seeing in this generation. Valid. If my 15-year-old comes on, matter of fact, I already seen one.
Give me the
nigga look doofy.
What happened? Give us a
look. God bless this child. But I'm just saying, like, I'm looking at my girl. I'm like, okay, you are this. I feel like my daughters are like up there, and for you to feel like you gonna pick her up. This is your car. This is what you look like. I'm just picky. I don't know. I'm just picky. And I look at myself and how I courted women in high school.
Right.
You got to court women. Yeah. So my dad taught me. You're not showing up to homecoming without a corsage and the flowers.
Yeah.
You're not asking her to homecoming or prom without the big thing.
Right.
I want them to experience that, but I also want them to feel like you don't need that for validation.
Right.
Because a lot of women in this generation need the look, the man. They want to be courtside or whatever the fuck. I don't want them to feel like they need that.
So as a dad, do you feel like that comes from lack of fathering? Or lack of parenting, rather, for a better term. So now that you are parenting these girls, do you feel like the society, the way it is now, is because of that? Because of the lack thereof from their parents?
Competition.
You think
you seeing what
you just doing what you see.
You doing what you see. And we grew up like we were in the Instagram era.
Yeah, the original
Instagram era. Like a chick still had to look like how she looked.
Yeah, it
wasn't filters. It wasn't these things to touch up and do all that. But also the keeping up with the Joneses.
Right, I feel that.
I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't want, it's just not a good look.
So do you feel like because you said you wanted it to be 50-50 sometimes. Do you feel
sometimes?
Like, yeah. So what are moments where you feel like, okay, I need to get on my girls just as much as I need to get on my boys? Because I have this disposition too, but my stance is a little bit different than yours. So what are moments where you feel like, okay, I need to get on my girls just as much as I would get on my boys in this particular situation?
Whenever I ask one of the girls to sweep and I still see a Dorito crumb on the floor,
gotcha.
And I would yell at Vincent like, get that shit the fuck up.
Right.
But I'll just go sweep up after Genesis or Delilah if they don't get it up the right way.
Okay, so let's stop right here. So do you feel like that's problematic or no?
I feel like it's going to be problematic at some point, yes.
To what degree though?
To the degree of they're going to fight.
Who's going to fight?
The kids. Yes. Dad's always on me. Dad lets me get away with this. It's not equal.
You get to do whatever you want.
Exactly. Dad lets you get away with more. And we had these conversations in the bed at night like, you need to treat them girls the way you treat them boys.
So, okay, let's talk about that because I don't agree. I feel like, that's why I feel like it takes two. Because I don't feel like I should treat my daughters the same way I treat my sons. I think I should hold them to the same standard. But I don't think I should treat them the same way because I don't feel like the world treats them the same way.
Correct.
The standard is still the same.
Correct.
So that's kind of my stance on it. So what do you feel about what I just said as far as them being held to the same standard but being treated differently?
Right.
Do you agree with that or what? Because I feel like
I struggle with it. Like I said, like I struggle with it. Like sometimes I want to give in and treat everybody the same, but I do know in the world it's not the same because I work off a world mindset. Like I said, like we're having an issue at home right now with Vincent, with not choosing to want to just kick someone's ass if they fuck with you. But like in life, you're gonna have to eventually stand up for yourself.
Right.
You can't just be a fucking doormat.
Okay.
So go ahead.
No. So as far as the representation for that for the young ladies, what would be your stance on that? Because you don't want your babies fighting, right?
My daughters.
Yeah. And this is why I want to have.
But I raise up like if a motherfucker spits on you, hits you, shoves you, or something like that, you gotta do what you have to do.
Male or female, it's time to get down.
Male or female, you gotta figure out what you gotta do in that moment. I can't be there. That's a you moment. I'll do what I can do after that to back you up. But I would, in a perfect world, my sons would be alphas. They would represent my last name how the fuck it should be represented.
Right.
And my daughters would be princesses put up somewhere. And they wouldn't get with a nigga until they're 35. But we don't live in that type of world. Right. We don't live in that world. Men have to learn, I feel like boys have to learn at a young age, it is earned and not just given. If I give, I always thought this would be my biggest problem. If I give. Yeah. You're not going to know how to go get it on your own at some point. Right. And that's what we're trying to avoid. Now, in the world that we live in now, a girl can get flown out because she just looked good. Right. If she lives in Miami and he lives in Baltimore, if he wants her that bad, she can get flown out. It is not the same for men as it is for women. Dudes can get flown out, cool. Yeah. But you're not getting flown out if you a 9 to 5, nigga. 9 to 5 niggas ain't getting flown out.
I feel you.
You got to have some motion with that 9 to 5.
Yeah,
but I'm saying like it's just very fucking different. And I agree. It's just different. Like a woman will just be given things.
However, I mean, I agree with you to some point. Because I feel like it's less likely.
There's a thing called tricking.
Yeah,
men don't get. I mean, a woman will spend on you.
Yeah, but
a woman will get tricked. I'm talking about. I know women who are put up in high-rise apartments
with nothing. Like they
don't gotta do nothing. They just up there.
They just
with white toes and French tips.
They look how they look.
Walking around just how they look.
Yeah, I do think that skews the parenting a little bit because you have to, right if you have forethought. You have to look at it from a perspective of, well, this is the world we live in. So
I don't think our kids will ever find love.
Yeah, we mentioned that.
I just don't think it'll happen. Ball had a very good take on it, but I can't quote it the way I would like to. But he hit it right on the money with it. Right on the money.
You could paraphrase. What did he say?
It's just like this generation, like how you get love is through a DM. Or through the women are fake. The body is fake. It's not real.
Yeah, nothing's
real. It's just not real.
Yeah, I feel that.
It's just not real. So I believe you find that shit was way back.
So let's man, we don't have to get into that either. But I think about the love concept, and I feel like there's a misconception about previous love too. Mm-hmm. Like I feel like love is rare because love is unconditional.
Yeah,
and I think. Generations before us, it wasn't necessarily love either. It was conditional because at XYZ you couldn't do certain things, and I think now it is going to be a struggle for people. But
that's a very good way to put it. Love nowadays comes with conditions,
right? But I think love in society's standard has always been conditional. Because if you really love someone, it does not matter what they do,
right?
And that's hard for people to really gather.
Now you're talking. Now you pod. Look. Now we're in the pod.
I'm serious though. Like, from a standpoint of like love, it don't matter what they do, and that's why it's hard to find love for real because love is your girl cheating on you and you still loving her because you just love her.
He said it. I didn't. When I say these things in my household, I get looked at crazy.
No. I have had to learn the hard way.
But here's my thing. Why you can't look at a girl in the face and say, I love you, but I fucked Tanya the other night?
Because the way...
There's nothing wrong with that.
The way we've been... But the problem is, though...
There should be nothing wrong with that.
Hold on. The problem is it arises when you are not clear from the jump and then you lie. Because the line, if you love me, you should be truth. There's a scripture, I'm not going to butcher it, and we're not going to get biblical, but there's a scripture that describes love.
Right.
And if we lived off of that standard, you wouldn't have fucked Tanya. Because love is kind and love is gracious. There are specific things, but then that goes based off of religion, and that can be misconstrued and manipulated. But I feel in my soul that love is unconditional.
Very much so.
Real love. I said this the other day. Real love is unconditional. Love is conditional.
I agree with you 100%. However, I'm okay with being cheated on. I've said it before.
I feel you.
I'm sorry. That's not the worst thing that can happen in a relationship. Yeah. You fuck the nigga from Wingstop, okay. Like, you did what you did.
But the problem is people don't really understand what love is.
Right.
And that's where it becomes an issue, because if you really love somebody, it don't matter.
True, but I feel like cheating nowadays is more than just the physical part. Well, my whole thing is because women cheat emotionally.
Well, yeah, but that's a whole nother caveat on everything that we could be talking about. But I'm saying, from the love aspect, bro, if you really love somebody, it don't matter. Because you love them unconditionally, so it don't really matter what they do or what they don't do.
I agree. You're supposed to weather storms, bro.
Yes.
You're supposed to weather storms.
But however, I really will say that there's two sides to that coin. Just because it doesn't matter what they do doesn't mean you can just do whatever the fuck you want to do. Because there has to be some type of respect.
Correct.
As far as like, don't just be out here making me look foolish.
Correct.
But at the same time, I love you regardless. So it can be taken either way. But I feel you as far as the kids not necessarily knowing what real love is, because I think none of us really do. And then if you do, for the people that do find it, God bless you. But I just don't think we live in a society. And
I ain't gonna lie. I'm just not saying to say I 100% believe I have found it. I do believe so.
Unconditionally.
I do too.
I'm trying to.
Nah. Here's the thing. Nah. If I stick my shit somewhere else, she's out of here. Yeah. So it comes. So I guess her love comes with that condition.
And that's not necessarily a bad thing. Because you got to think too. The problem with this, man, we're supposed to stay on topic, but the problem.
Let's try to stay on topic.
We will, because
I'm not trying to get
but the problem is, bro, is that everybody's perspective on love is different, and that's where the shit gets misconstrued.
And cheating is that there's so many forms of it.
Bro. Because I would rather you have sex with a dude than
believe he can be the next big plumber, and you're buying his LLC.
Yeah.
Like, when you believe and you emotionally cheat, and she believes in that nigga, you are out of here, man.
You latest nigga? Oh, no. So I feel you.
Bro, but if she, let's stay on topic. That's a pod topic. We can talk about that. Yeah, we can talk about that.
But as far as the kids, I feel like the love that they should receive is from us as parents to bring it back. I love my kids unconditionally. I haven't asked the question, what you gonna do if one of your boys is gay? I'ma just love him. Real talk. And then one of my homies.
Oh shit! I thought you asked me.
No,
I was like, nigga, what?
Hold on. But I'm just saying, that's to me. I feel like the only real love is from a parent. I think. And everybody don't get it, and I feel bad for the people that don't. But I feel like genuine, unconditional love comes from your parent.
Right. It starts, and it's what you say.
And it's not always both parents, and sometimes it's not the parent that you think. But that's where I feel like the unconditional love comes from, and that's where, as parents, as fathers, that's where we come into play, and that's where I was kind of going with it as far as the standpoint on loving your girls and loving your boys differently. But loving them unconditionally and teaching them what unconditional love is, for it to be easier for them to find love and find real love. Because, I mean, it's so many people in the world, it has to be real. Like, whoever made it didn't make it for us not to find it.
Fact.
Excuse me, I just think we all have to just be on the same page. And I think sometimes we're not, and I think it comes from parenting. And then it makes me bring back to the point of you as a father. I feel like, do you think it's your responsibility to show them unconditional love? And how do you do that without making it be different? You know what I'm saying? Or do you think there's no way? Because sometimes I feel like there's no way to not be different. Because they're different. If I had all,
every child has different needs.
Thanks.
It's
not even about gender sometimes.
No, it's not. I can't parent Vincent the same way I parent Delilah. I can't parent Delilah the same way I parent Yvette. It can't work out. Every child has a certain needs that need to be met.
And in the children being different, what do you think some of the biggest challenges you run into are as a father? Mm-hmm. Because you do have a lot of personalities to deal with. Because if I'm not mistaken, we got six. So you got 6 personalities, and then you got to deal with the wifey.
Correct.
So what are some of the biggest challenges you feel you deal with when it comes from being a husband to being a father to the girls individually, and then dealing with the boys individually? What are your biggest challenges that you run into?
Hard of hearing.
Just hard of hearing.
And they don't have what I feel like we had growing up. Like there was I don't know about y'all, but I had like chores growing up. You couldn't do shit.
Routine,
routine and all that stuff. So like when I came in, I'm bringing a routine, I'm bringing organization, I'm bringing stuff. So they're kind of looking at me like, what? So it's just like dealing with a little bit of that and trying to bring my shit to them.
Yeah.
Make them a little bit like me. And they're trying. It's like not they're trying, but in the beginning it was kind of hard to get them there because they had never been through that before. Right. And that's what was the hardest. It's still kind of hard now, but they get it now. Like we at a point now, like they know if they don't get done, I'm not going to. She not going to the movies. Yeah. You not getting on roadblocks. You not finna be getting your toys. So
let's talk ages real quick because I want to ask. Also, do you think they have taken to the routine differently based off of age?
Mm-hmm.
You think so?
Yeah.
And then let's get into the ages on what do you think? Because I have a theory that children need routine and they want it more than they even know it.
Mm-hmm.
But the word children is broad.
Right.
At 19, you a child.
Right. Correct.
So what age brackets do you think you've dealt with the challenges the most? And what challenges have you dealt with some of the younger ages or the older ages in getting into that routine? Like
the hardest right now is my 2-year-old, my 7-year-old, and my 9-year-old.
Okay, see, I thought you was gonna go older with it. So what's
the older ones? Easiest ones.
Okay, bet. I was curious.
8 straight A's.
Okay.
Sylvie, National Honor Society, whatever, the Spanish Club, got no issue.
Yeah.
Vincent, he is now figured out. Like he told me the other day, like, yo, Dad, like the reason why I'm not fighting is because I just don't want to fight. Right. Like he's like, yo, like I'm calm this year.
Starting to click.
This nigga got A's and fucking B's.
Yeah.
And if you know me and know Vincent, that's a big stretch.
Yeah.
I've never seen his grades be this high. So it's the younger ones that's like, okay, like, come on now, let's remember to do this. Let's make our bed. Right. Let's sweep up. Let's clean up our mess. Let's be on time for the bus. Because I'm big on time. Punctuality. If I say we out the door by 8, I don't want to leave at 8:01 or 8:02. Yeah, you're still walking behind me, putting your shoe.
I really want to leave at 7:55.
Type shit. I really want to be downstairs by 7:50.
Yeah, real time.
But I gotta wait on y'all. So, because I'm an early bird, I'm up by 4. Because I gotta get them up by 5.
Yeah, you got
between 5 and 6. And before I get them up, I gotta deal with myself.
Yeah.
And while I deal with myself, I gotta make sure I'm good.
Yeah.
Because their morning is very key.
Yeah.
They can go and have a shit
That's
day.
How they crack it off.
For how I start the morning.
No,
and there's been mornings I done gave them hell. Yeah. And there's been mornings I've been cool, calm, and collected. Yeah, it's all a growing pain.
That plays a factor.
It's all a growing pain.
I think more parents should take time and really sit and look at it and say, damn, however, this is how they start their day.
Mm-hmm.
Like me and my children, mom, not even together no more, but we try to make sure that in the morning time, whatever the routine is, that they don't leave the house flustered, because that fucks up your whole day. So I commend you on that too, bro. I want to go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I want to ask you about the trust factor with the kids, especially with them. Some of them being a little bit older in the beginning of y'all's relationship. What was the hardest thing, or the hardest effort that you had to put into building trust with these kids? Because I feel like a lot of kids are not necessarily trustworthy. Off top, I feel like kids are pure, so they're like, I don't rock with you until I rock with you. So what was the biggest challenge on getting them to trust you? And like,
I think it was easy because I had to do what he didn't do, which was show up and be consistent.
Thanks.
And show that I wanted them there and I wanted them to be around me, and it was okay for that. Because not to beat his back in, but I can, because nigga, you done send threats my way. That's another topic. But if you just have children, and whatever happens between you and the mom, that's between you and the mom. Thanks. And you choose to say, fuck the kids that you made, that is a choice that you had. True. But you also have to live with that terrible fucking regret. Yeah. And I remember the day whenever he told them over the phone, like, yo, this is it. Like, don't call me. Don't text me. I don't care. I don't want to be involved. And I just felt like looking at them and that feeling of like, damn, like, I ain't wanted by this nigga. Like, I never had that growing up. Yeah. Like, I knew I was wanted. And for me to see kids that look like they just were like, damn, like, this nigga don't want me. Yeah. It was like, damn. So for me, it was just like, fuck, we don't care about all that depressing shit. Let's go to Chuck E. Cheese. Right. Let's go get a milkshake. Yeah. Let's go do this. Let's go to the movies. I guess
the lack thereof, it makes it easier to build it with.
He don't got it. He didn't add and he didn't take away. He just. So at the end of the day, I feel like easiest for me was just show up, be consistent. That's it. Kids gonna tell you from the jump. They got a radar, like you said.
Yeah, they know.
He cool, she cool, he not, like, he acts like they know. And like, you know, I guess I passed the test. So.
I got you. Well, I was gonna ask you next about the boundaries, but I guess there are no real boundaries with the other parent or the other father in this case, just because of the situation. But I don't want to dig too much into it because I feel like you've spoken on it enough. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to, pry, because some things just need to be left where they are.
Well, we'll let him be wherever he's at.
No, for sure. Let him be wherever he's at. I do want to talk to you about the discipline aspect, because I am a disciplinarian. I'm old school with it, and again, I feel like we
like a switch. Go outside and pick a branch or something.
I think we've come past that.
Okay, all right. I
think we've come past that as a people. I don't like the switch. If you still whipping your kids' ass for the switch, you need to be whipped with a switch. Cause that's some slave shit. I'm not even into it. You know what I'm saying? It's cold-blooded when your mama say, go outside.
Yeah, get a switch.
And I got to pick my switch. I don't do that type of shit. Yeah. No extension cord.
Yeah, none of that
shit. No fresh out the shower ass whippings.
Yeah.
That's cold-blooded.
Yeah, that is cold-blooded.
Fresh out the shower with the extension cord. I'm not about to trauma dump on this pod. But I'm just saying, bro, it's a different time, and I don't think it's necessary, quite honestly. Mm-hmm. However, what is your method of discipline, and what do you feel works best for your children as they differ? Because I can't discipline all my kids the same way, because it just don't work.
It doesn't work. Everybody.
So what's your thought process on disciplining kids in today's society and disciplining your kids in general, especially having girls and then having your boys? Because I definitely discipline my boys a little bit different than I discipline my girls, 100%. But I want to get your take on it, bro. What do you feel about discipline in today's society and how you do it with yours?
We have a rule in the house. I'm not allowed to hit the girls.
Okay.
Unless they just do some like we have established that unless they just do some crazy shit and hit their mama or something, then that's different. But Priscilla has I got this, and she has proven she does have that. Thanks. I'm more with the girls. I'm more of a verbal stern voice. Now you gonna listen to what the fuck, like that's where I come in with the girls.
I feel that.
With the boys, I'm very hands on.
Yeah.
Very, especially with it's very, very.
I like the verbiage. My boy said hands on.
Very hands. I'm not because my dad smacked me upside the head.
Whatever it took.
It was whatever it took for you to know, nigga. This is what I mean. You're over here, and I'm not playing about it. And I'm not fucking. I'm not playing around with you. Yeah. So. But the boys know that now. Aiden still he's got some growing up to do. Yeah. Because he's just gonna walk out and assault somebody. That's his thing right now. He's going to hit you. But Vincent knows now, like, let me not fuck with dad because he gonna grab that ruler. He gonna grab that ruler, and when he gets to grabbing that ruler, things get popped.
Yeah, I'm a back scratcher father.
For sure. Yep. So belts and rulers is what I had growing up.
That's cool, man. So I want to pivot a little bit and talk about their mom, bro. Congrats.
Thank you.
First and foremost.
Thank you.
Recently engaged.
Yes, sir.
Doing it the right way. What was the moment that you said, I'm down, I'm going to do this with my partner forever? Because that marriage, they say it's forever.
What was the moment?
Yeah, like what made you say, you sitting with your boys and they all left and you said, you know what?
I ain't never really, I can't really just, I can say this. It's gonna be kind of long, but it's gonna get sweet and simple to the point.
Get it off.
This nigga know. I find women who are handsy. I deal with women who are very physical. My mom knows. My mom has seen all types of shit happen in this house and other places.
What do you mean by that, brother?
Women who like to physically touch you whenever they're upset with you.
Oh, you like that shit?
I did. I had a thing for it. I had a knack for it. It's all I seem to find at the moment.
Yeah.
I was in a relationship with a chick for 5 years.
Okay.
The longest relationship I had ever been in.
Right.
Whenever you with someone that long, you think of wedding bells and you think of the future. You think of that. Mind you, I'm thinking of that. I'm still getting made Kraft macaroni and Velveeta cheese. Just keep that in mind for where I'm about to go. Just follow me. Whenever you really want to be with a woman, you would want someone like your mama that can cook her ass off, is loving and is nurturing and sees you for who you are and your potential. Am I right or am I right? As a man, I can say that. That's what I wanted.
Yeah.
I didn't really want all the other extra shit.
Yeah.
And when I was out of that really very materialistic, toxic relationship, I met Priscilla and she was calm.
Yeah.
That was the first woman who I met was like, okay, you mad, but like, let me ask you, why are you mad?
Yeah.
Women always said, nigga, you Chris Brown, you Michael Ealy combined, you too crazy, but it's always like, bitch, you don't know, I'm sorry, woman, you don't know what got me here.
Right.
And it's always like the little shit that women do. I go back to cooking. My mom makes a 5-cheese macaroni and cheese.
Yeah.
So does Priscilla. She does it. Home cooked meals.
Yeah.
I never had to question who she was as a person. Never had to question it. Every other woman who I was dating, who I was involved with, I had a lot of questions.
Yeah.
I had a lot of things that were left unanswered. And with her, I felt safe and at peace, at cool. Everything was straight. No issues, no problems. But there wasn't really a moment. There was moments.
Yeah, and it just kind of
it all just kind of just came together. Whenever you have someone like who truly believes in what you're doing,
Thanks.
I think it's a lot different too. I ain't never really had someone really believe in what I'm doing. I've had girls say like, go get a career job while you want to do a podcast or do content or something like that.
Yeah.
And this is a passion. It's also something that you kind of have to stay down in.
And that kind of brings you back to Pops. Because that's what cracked us off.
That's what cracked me over the head. Like, what do you want to do that's your passion?
Yeah.
So in the midst of her just being just a good person and her being calm, you have the element of she's a great mom.
Right.
And also, like, I know it's like I never wanted to talk about this.
Yeah.
But I feel like the perspective of a woman who was with who had 5 kids prior, you think she's been passed around. She was not passed around. She was with him for 12. They were actually married 12 years. It just didn't work out.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe the universe just kind of aligned, and 2 people who needed a win got a win. That's the way I look at it sometimes.
That's real, bro.
And I just think that this is honestly and truly just where I need to be. Where I need to be and where I want to be. And I'm also wanted.
That's beautiful, bro.
You got to be wanted too.
No, I think as a man, you definitely have to, there has to be a desire.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I wish I don't want to butcher it, but there's certain needs in the masculine that are necessary for him to thrive, and there's certain needs that a woman need to thrive, and I feel like the desire is high on the masculine chart.
Right.
So I'm happy for you, bro. I'm happy to hear that. Now, I do want to ask you how you keep it funky in the bedroom, and how you keep it the romantic aspect of your relationship alive. Because I've been in a relationship for a long time in the past where
it's crazy.
You have a lot of kids, and I had a lot of responsibilities too. It wasn't necessarily children, but it wasn't just me and my partner and our children. I had my family, and I was trying to be Superman, taking care of everybody. You are literally doing the same thing, but it's you and your kids, and y'all have a union together. So how do you keep it, just romantic and keep that connection? Because that's necessary in relationships. And I just feel like people, and men specifically, we don't have these type of conversations, bro. So like for the people that don't know, and for the people who are watching, I just want to know, what things do you feel like make it easy for y'all to, keep that spark, bro, and keep the relationship lively, because it's necessary?
I just think we like a lot of the same things. I think it's just the simplicity, right?
Yeah.
Once a week, her father, they take the kids to church, and so Sundays, if I'm not podcasting, it is our day to go do something, pick an activity. We pick a restaurant. We do that. That's our thing.
Back to the routine.
And it's also just smacking her ass 80 times a day. letting her know that she's still fine, letting her know that she's still beautiful. And the bedroom, we just switch it up.
Yeah, I'm on my Channing Crowder.
Switch it up. You on your flashes. Just switch it up.
Sure,
just switch it up. We ain't the same.
That's cool though. Yeah. I just want to ask questions because I feel like a lot of times, again, men don't have this dialogue to a certain degree. You know what I'm saying? It's always very blanket. You know what I'm saying? How you doing? I'm good, brother. Family good. Everything cool. And that's it. But it's like if something is working positively for somebody, I feel like if you really cool with them and you really locked in with them, you should give them insight so they can take that and move forward properly in their life too, bro. So not to dig too much, but I'm just curious. And I also want to know, how do you manage being Ariel, being a dad and being a husband to be, and still maneuver through life? Because I feel like sometimes in long-term relationships, people lose themselves. And I feel like...
You got on there about TikTok the other day.
Yeah, and I feel like I just want to get your perspective on it because you're still pursuing the podcast, but it's 6 kids in the house. And so how do you marginalize your time for you, your time for your passions, your time for y'all, and then her time for herself and her time for her passions? What do you think the dynamic is like, and how would you say it's easy for y'all to do it so maybe somebody else could take what y'all do and implement it in their life?
She knows 100% that this is my thing. Yeah. Like, this is what I do. Like, this is my basketball court. This is my octagon. This is my boxing ring. This is what I do. She knows that she cannot interfere with this. We've had issues with guests and types of things and stuff like that where she likes to give input, but we always come back to, this is still my shit. So you can't really intervene with that. When it comes down to the kids, it's very simple as everybody has their own routine. Everybody has their own thing that they like. I don't do this as much as I feel like I should. I feel like I give a lot more time to them because I feel like right now they need that time.
Right.
But I just feel like everybody has their own routine and their own set stuff. Like Yvette's gonna do nails. Vincent's gonna want to go outside with his friends and go explore. Right. The girls are really big into roadblocks right now. You know what that is? Do your kids play games?
I'm a very old school father.
Okay.
Bro. If I ain't played it, you can't play it.
Okay, so I respect that.
We don't play Roblox. We don't do Minecraft, but that's just me because I'm an old soul and I got
no, they about to get off of it though. That's a podcast topic, Roblox. But
your boy.
Yeah, but everyone's just into like their own thing. Aiden, typically on the weekends, I'll bring him here because all of his tours and his big stuff is at my mom's house. Right. But like I have friends who have children, so we'll meet up with them. But she knows that this is it. There's no plan B, C, D. This is it. Right. It's podcast or nothing.
Yeah, she just
get rich or die trying. I feel you. Podcast and die trying. Like this is it. And she respects it. She respects it.
And as far as the podcast in general, I know we already talked about a little bit of the inspiration, but I do want to pick your brain a little bit as far as your thought process in topics and guests. And what's your knack or your thought process and your niche about, this is what I'm going to talk about, this is how I'm going to talk about it, and this is who I want to talk about it with. What's your process on that, bro, to give people insight as far as how Ariel likes to do Doug's Corner? Give them some insight on what you think about and what you want to do, bro, and why you do what you do.
It all just comes from passion. It all goes back to passion.
Right.
You gotta want to talk. You gotta love to want to talk.
Shout out to Pop.
The topics just come easy. We gonna talk about the NFL. We all love football.
Yeah.
I love the NBA. That's my bread and butter. Bruno loves UFC. Jabril is chatty patty. I'm chatty patty too. But we love the drama shit.
Right.
Bruno ain't drama. Yeah. Bruno's gonna sit there. He's gonna wait till we get to the sports line. And I respect that shit.
Yeah, I feel it.
Nigga, Phil Jackson ain't fucking tell Rick Fox to do Shaq's job. Everybody has a job. Yeah. We know everyone's strengths and weaknesses here.
No.
So like at the end of the day, like it just goes back to that. Like we know how to play off of each other. I feel like, and just where I get it from, the Joe Budden podcast model. Just that model. We're gonna talk about culture. We're gonna talk about sports. We're gonna talk about our lives. We're gonna make it silly. We're gonna crack some jokes,
right?
And we're gonna have camaraderie. We're just gonna laugh and have a good time. That was the sole blueprint of what this was supposed to start off and be like. Not be exactly like that, but take that model
blueprint
and make my own way of it. Correct. Carve my own path. Correct.
So when you look back 5 to 10 years from now, what do you hope your podcast has become? Is it still the $100 million goal, or do you have different goals now? Because your life is different. You're in a different place. What's your thoughts on that?
In 5 to 10 years, what I would like.
Yeah.
I would like to be on a network. Doesn't got to be the biggest network, but I would like a network to pick this show up.
Okay.
I would like to see Bruno at UFC events, being a UFC commentator.
Yeah.
I would like to see Jabril pivot and do his own thing with content. Yeah. I want to see everybody at some point branch off.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But still come back and still do this because he's dope in his lane. Whatever his lane is going to be, we'll figure it out. Right. But we all know that this is where it started. But in 5 to 10 years, I hope that we're thriving. I hope that we are not famous. I hope that we are wealthy. Yeah. I hope that we have investors. I hope we have sponsors. I hope we have a deal. I go back at like this year, like Bruno and I talk off camera. Whenever I got dissed, when did this nigga Jawan diss me, Jabril? 2 years ago. Sorry, fuck the name drop. It doesn't matter.
It's okay.
That nigga know who he is in my life. That nigga said the podcast don't get no views. Ever since that tweet went out, I've had it in my brain when I wake up. To where I've made this, I gotta make sure I see the highest number of views, right?
Right.
Now it's like, now we gotta see the dollar amount.
Yeah.
To me, since that moment, in my head, it took the fun out of this. Like if I wasn't coming in here hitting a certain number amount, I was pissed off at home. Angry as shit.
Yeah.
With my views in the 596 views, pissed the fuck off. Damn near telling Priscilla I don't want to do this shit no more.
Yeah.
Because if niggas are gonna view it and critique what I'm not getting, I was like, I don't like I'm starting to get like real angry at this shit. But I'm trying to tell myself, get back to the fun of it.
Yeah.
And not make it about views and money. But we know now we're at a point, we're good at this shit.
Yeah.
I don't really want to make it about bread, but I'm at the point I want to see a fucking check from this.
Yeah.
I want to see a check from this. Like, we all have our own different situations.
Right.
This ain't shit if I can't get my man the fuck up out of here.
Yeah.
If my man can't get out of his mom's house, this is pointless. Right. If my man can't go get his own fucking skyrise apartment, this is pointless.
Yeah.
If I can't put my kids in a mansion, this is kind of like what the fuck are we doing? I'm trying to realize that like sometimes niggas be on a 9-10 year grind.
Yeah.
Sometimes it takes that long.
I don't think anything that you do worth doing is going to take you less than 10.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of times people don't really look at it like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to get into it too much, but if you think about King Solomon, right?
Mm-hmm.
3,000 books,
mm-hmm.
Psalms and Proverbs. You think about it. I did the math one day. I was like, damn, if you put out a piece of content every single day, it's like 10 years just to get to that level in theory. So I feel like the approach should be a 10-year in anything that you do. Cause
my dad said if you ain't done nothing for 5 years, don't complain about a dollar amount at all. We're about to be on year 5.
Yeah. So you have to put the effort and the work in to get there. Like I had a conversation with somebody the other day about, man, I want to make 150 a year.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, you ain't doing 150 a month of work. Like you have to do whatever your goal is. You have to, your input has to be greater than what you want for your output. So I feel like as long as y'all keep going, bro, regardless of what anybody got to say about it, it's like you say, bro, back to the passion and the love of the game. If you're doing it for that, it don't matter, and everything will come to you. And then you start to learn and pivot and understand, okay, this is what I can implement to make it better than X, Y, Z. Right. But I feel like it will come to you. However, it does lead me to my next question. What fears do you have? Because as men, we don't really talk about what we're afraid of. So as a father, as a husband to be, as a man, and as a podcaster, what fears do you have as a man, bro? And how do you navigate the emotions behind that fear? Because I feel like we don't talk about that. So what are you afraid of, Ariel?
Failing.
But what's failure?
Living at home like these bum ass niggas do that don't like me. That's my biggest fear. My biggest fear is being a nigga that I don't like. It's my biggest fear. It don't even really have nothing to deal with like with the kids. The kids gonna always be all right.
Yeah.
Me, my biggest fear is keep putting this out on a public platform and it don't go nowhere. It's just complacent as fuck. That's my biggest fear. Because people pay attention to growth. You can see it.
No, for sure.
Every time I post a picture, you see the number of the subscribers go up.
Yeah.
You just look at the progression. We had 2,000 this, now we had 2,000. It goes up. My biggest fear is staying complacent in this space, and not. It just doesn't do nothing. And like, because if your goal was to just get a check from the apps, okay, cool. That was not my goal.
Yeah.
I want this podcast and billboard. My sister was in New York City, Times Square, on a billboard for modeling. My dad always said these niggas should not be your aiming point.
Yeah.
Your sister was in a billboard in Times Square. Not saying you should be competitive with your sister. That's your sibling. Right. But that should be your aiming point.
Right. Yeah,
so I feel like once I maybe see a billboard, I might be at peace with this. Maybe. But then like it started off like I wanted to run this, like I wanted to be popping on this side. Yeah. Then I met him and then he introduced me to LB and Rude Boy. Yeah. I ain't the only nigga to do a podcast. Whoop-de-doo.
Right. Whoop-de-doo.
I whoop-de-fucking-do. It ain't just fucking me. See, in my head, I was like super big because around here ain't no nigga doing views like that. No one else is doing a podcast. But then I meet other people and I branch out. Oh, you ain't the only dope creative nigga just talking.
No, for sure.
There's other hubs and niggas.
Yeah, but it takes a village.
Yeah, it does.
In every component. So, don't let that deter you. But I think I want to know how do you cope with that fear, though? As far as
every day I'm in my phone just trying to come up with an idea. A different, like this year I had no choice but to pivot and switch my reels. Because then when I switched to this route of putting what we're talking about as like the first couple of seconds, and then boom, it pivots to us commenting, I've seen a change. So like every day, like I'm looking at like how is he doing videos? How is she doing videos? Yeah, what are they talking about? Just trying to like just see like what is everybody kind of just going to in the algorithm, because you don't want to just like clip it up. We talking about this and put it out. That was cool for a certain amount of time. It was cool. It worked. Then it didn't work. Then it kind of fizzled out. And I was like, I was really in the crib last year. Like, this ain't working.
Yeah.
Like when Kendrick and Drake was beefing, I was in here like, I don't know if I really want to do this. I had a lot of complications with that. And this year I had a complication with that when my homeboy died. I came here, I sat down in this chair, I looked around, I told Priscilla, I was like, I'm going to get the mics to Bruno. I'm going to give the stands to Bruno. I'm going to give everything to Bruno. That's it. Jabril will never have, Jabril probably wouldn't even see me if I quit the pod.
Yeah.
Because I don't even know if I low-key could face it. Because in my friends group, they all say, you might as well get a mic tatted on you. We're not letting you quit that shit.
Yeah.
It wouldn't let me quit. So I just don't want to be that dude that just failed. Just don't that it's gonna drive me to keep moving around, to keep moving the parts around.
Do you ever feel like because you are pursuing something like this that you kind of have imposter syndrome and you don't really acknowledge what you have done? Because
I got a little bit of Yall in me.
Explain.
I want that Grammy, but I may not ever get it. I want the recognition, but I may not ever get it. Yall top 10 on my list, but a lot of niggas don't fuck with Yall. You know what I'm saying?
I understand.
You know what I'm saying? Like niggas want, if you rap, the creme de la creme is the Grammy. Yeah. If you don't get the Grammy, you in your crib like, I might not be Drake.
Yeah, but
I might not be Dot.
What's the Grammy for you though, bro? Like just the deal? Just the success as far as the monetary, or like because we started this and you was talking about the passion aspect, and we've kind of navigated through this conversation in a lot of ways, but the passion continues to come up. So, what is the Grammy for you in the first place?
Because going back to, I want to see everybody be good in that situation. That's the Grammy right now. Okay. The Grammy is financial comfortability with this podcast. Right. Being able to see a very good dollar amount to pay bills and get everybody where they got to get to. Bruno's great at acting.
Right.
Jabril could be good at, like, you know, like this, like you got to get, like you want to see your niggas get wherever they got to get to.
No, I feel it.
And that to me, I'm such a great friend. That's kind of the Grammy right now.
Yeah.
We'll get the deal at some point.
Yeah.
We'll get the billboard at some point. But right now, I want to get into a space where, like, we seeing dollars amounts off of this. Give me the underdog. Give me the prize picks. Give me the draft king something.
Yeah, yeah.
I just feel like we're at that point now. I just feel like we're here, like gong, like we're here. This is it. I don't know. I got a good feeling in my heart that next year some shit gonna change. I just got a good feeling.
All right.
I just have a good feeling.
To get back on a personal topic, what is something about you, bro, that would surprise people that they don't know? Because from even this interview and just watching your podcast and actually being a part of it, I feel like it's a lot of stuff that we do know, but what's something about Ariel that the people don't know that you're willing to share, bro? Because it seems like you're a passionate cat.
Mm-hmm.
So what else are you passionate about, or what else makes Ariel tick, or what else gives you motivation in life, or what? Just give me some game about you, bro.
What gives me motivation is
other than you
kids
talking about
nope. No, all right.
No, I want you to disconnect from being a father, being a homie, being a son, being a husband. Disconnect from all of that shit. What's something about Ariel? This is about you specifically. And listening to you and sitting with you, bro, it's crazy how similar I feel we are. But what's something about you, bro?
I wanted to rap. Go ahead and laugh.
No shit.
I wanted to rap.
He's heard my
raps. He's heard my raps. I wanted to rap. I wanted to rap first. We quickly figured out that's not going to happen. And then before we crack jokes, it was going to be the J. Cole, Drake, Logic shit. But when I wanted to rap, niggas already took my story. How many beige niggas should go in there and rap about being beige and having those problems? So then we quickly pivoted and said, nah, we just going to let you talk, my nigga. Tyree said, nah, you need to talk. You don't need to rap. And I thank Tyree for that. I listen to those raps in my Gmail, and I be laughing at myself. Like, you didn't need to be rapping.
No shit.
I wanted to rap.
You should have.
It ain't. Nobody's ever gonna hear it, but I wanted to rap. Like, I really gave it my 85%. I gave it 85%.
It just wasn't in you.
It just nah. I can't be a gangster rapper. My name's Ariel. I can't be a gangster rapper. I don't got tattoos. I ain't never
stole no drugs. My boy said my name is
I can't, bro. There's two lanes to this. You gonna be a gangster rapper? Or you gonna be a conscious rapper?
Miracle, yeah.
And not really see no bread until whenever the fuck you see bread. And I was like, nah, I'm cool. I'm gonna just figure out my own lane. But I really did want to make music. I really did.
Do you ever see yourself pivoting in the music lane?
Absolutely. Absolutely not.
No, I'm not talking about rapping. I'm just saying.
Oh, like
being involved in that specter at any.
Nah, because you see the shit going on right now with Nicki and Cardi. These motherfuckers hate each other in the entertainment business. Yeah. They hate each other. Everybody hates each other. Everyone's trying to crawl to the top to be that top dog. They all hate each other. The music business is like crazy. Like, nah.
So, okay. Well, with the podcast and that little tidbit that you gave us, what you want your legacy to be, bro? When people think about Ariel the man, what do you want that to be remembered as? What do you want to be remembered as,
bro? Someone that didn't give up. Somebody who stood for what he believed in, stood 10 toes in it. If I got knocked down, I got right back up and started swinging again. I want to be remembered for being a good person. I know some people have a version of me that ain't the best, but like overall, I'm good. I'm a good person. Like, I want to be remembered for being a very kind human being. And a great father, of course, but I already got that in the bag. You can't tell my kids shit about me.
There you go, bro.
They're not gonna believe nothing.
So give me your top 5 podcasts.
Right now?
right now, and then give me your top 5 commentators in any degree, because you mentioned a couple of them.
Top 5 podcasts. This one myself.
That's what I'm talking about.
2 would be Joe. Third would be.
That's hard. That boy said mine.
Yeah, mine. Then Joe. Then give me the chicks from Houston, the Poor Minds girls.
Shout out to them.
This would be.
That's
4.
3 of them. No, that's 3 of them.
That's 3. So this would be 4. My 4th one, $1 million worth of game, and then the 5th one. I don't really got a 5th one. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Man, you don't got no other.
Joe Rogan to me is not a podcast. He is an informational nigga.
Yeah, I thought
you are going to gain knowledge from Joe Rogan.
I thought you was gonna say the pivot.
I don't like athlete podcasts.
What? I can understand that because a lot of the athletes don't be talking about shit.
But you know what? They're good. They're honorable. I'll give them 5 as an honorable mention because I do like some of the conversations they have on the pod. It really ain't just about interviewing other athletes. It's about the message.
Yeah, they talk to people, bro.
Right, correct.
And correct. I only bring them up because.
Nah.
You not a Nightcap fan?
Not no more. You should look up to Shannon. You do that weird ass shit.
Hey, you know what's crazy, bro? You know what's crazy?
Mm-hmm.
Me and my homies, shout out to my boy Trayvon Dwayne. Mm-hmm. We used to talk about Shannon Sharp and be like, yo, that nigga is it. That nigga, the nigga that we want to be like. We was probably like 5, 6 years ago. And as I became more of a man myself, I was really looking at bro one day and all of this shit going on. Mm-hmm. I'm like, that nigga lame.
Awesome shit. He kind of is.
It's crazy how many people are really lame as fuck with a bag.
Nightcap has lost a lot of his cachet since that shit came out about him.
Yeah, like what the fuck are you doing?
I fuck with Ocho. Yeah, I really don't. Ocho,
I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Ocho kind of square too.
Like I fuck with bro though.
I get you.
Besides him being one of the in our time GOAT receivers, I need that interview. I'm
not gonna say they lame. They really like we grew up with them, but it's just like it just shows you the reality of what people really are, other than what they portray themselves to be.
Right.
Because the more insight you get on somebody, it's kind of crazy. But
right.
I feel
Nightcap, they're cool. They're doing their thing, but I just don't think that they kind of
give me a
top 5 commentators.
Like as far as people that just talk.
Give me just no order. Just give me Doris Burke, Stephen A. Doris Burke is up there.
Shout out to Doris.
Doris Burke is.
Hey.
Doris Burke. Niggas know Doris Burke.
Hey, niggas
Doris
know.
Burke.
Niggas know
Doris Burke. Doris Burke, Stephen A. Mike Breen. Bang. Give me Mike Breen.
Bang.
Al Michaels.
Okay.
Is that 4? Pat McAfee.
You like Pat?
I love Pat.
Interesting take.
He another nigga in this space is just you can't tell Pat shit.
Interesting.
Pat the whole reason why Stephen A. over doing what he do at ESPN, shucking and jiving up here.
Interesting.
He want that Pat money. He ain't gonna get it though.
He'll get it if he leave. Like
if he leave,
he'll get it once he just.
But here's the thing. I got put on to Pat whenever he had that big viral moment whenever the Packers took Jordan Love. And the dude up there who loves the Packers was like, he just had his viral moment.
Yeah.
I went back and watched him. He built that shit. The way he built it, that's like next level shit. That's like what we trying to do on some shit.
Nah, he was very unapologetic and raw.
But he was strategic though. Like he went from the NFL straight to media.
Yeah.
He didn't want to go sit on the CBS couch like Tom Brady and all them get that opportunity. He said, "No, I'm gonna go build my own shit at home. I'm gonna get AJ Hawk. I'm gonna go get this dude. I'm gonna go get Boston Connor."
He did it the right way.
He did it the right way. In his way.
Now he killing it.
You can't tell him.
He is college game.
He is that. He runs Indiana.
It's crazy.
He runs him and Halliburton. They run Indiana.
Yeah, they doing their thing, bro. Lastly, bro, I would like to ask you, what's the word of the day, G? I get down with the word of the day all the time. So if you had to leave the people with something or if you had to give them something, what's the word of the day, bro? If we never heard from you again, what would you give us?
Forgiveness. That's the word of the day.
Expound on that. You got to give me something. You can't just give me the word without giving me the rest.
Forgiveness, like truly forgive those who have done you wrong.
Yeah.
those who have those people that you feel have just not been the greatest. Yeah. Forgive them, because I have read and I have started to just see it. And when you truly forgive, when that weight's off of your shoulder, it's a little easier to wake up in the morning and get out of bed. For sure. A little bit. Just a little bit. Yeah. It's a little lighter in them shoes. A little bit lighter. Well, shit, bro. I appreciate you, dog. I appreciate the time. I appreciate the opportunity. And as always, bro, I appreciate the conversation. I appreciate you. Much love, my nigga. Like, comment, subscribe. Yeah, all of that. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my boy Ariel. Shout out to everybody who watched. Yeah, man. Peace.